If he was a flavor of chewing gum, it would be spearmint. Recoil is another one of those green army men type GI Joe designs that straddles the line between being grounded in reality whilst also sporting some sci-fi flair.
When viewed in the context of the 1989 series, he's probably the most bog-standard green army man you're likely to see. He is the grunt of his year. He's not an artilleryman, he's not an astronaut, he's not an anti-aircraft soldier, he's not a mortar trooper or a diver. He is an infantryman, a long-range recon patrol infantryman. Now, to call him the bog-standard green army man of the series is not exactly accurate. This guy brings a lot of flair and flavor, starting most specifically with that weird-ass hat. What is it?
That hat though, probably Recoil's most unique and striking feature. It seems to have a rail system on the top, possibly to house NVG goggles or a headlamp, and for some reason, it makes me think of an Apache gunship.
It's kind of modeled after like maybe an old-timey miner's helmet or lid, but I'd like to think in recent years that's become synonymous with the Master Chief from Halo. That kind of peak. I mean, it needs a strap or something. How is that stuck to his head? But the flavor just continues with those wicked shades. You know, many commentators have said that this guy does give off vibes of what Snake Eyes could have been had he not gotten scarred, had he not gotten his ninja training, just stayed a badass lerp man. Because Snake Eyes was often depicted with shades. Yeah, he had a boonie hat, but I guess by 1989 he would have traded that in for something a little bit more sci-fi.
Could this be Snake Eyes without the ninja-ness and tragic backstory? At least, that's how I see him. Recoil is Snake Eyes from another dimension, if you will.
Getting past the head, the sculpt is fantastic. This guy is loaded up, even without getting into his accessories. He's got 6 magazines for his M16. He's got baseball grenades. He's got what is probably a smoke grenade. He's got a sidearm with a strange strap arrangement. That is kind of weird. He's dressed for what I assume to be quite cool conditions. Long sleeves, gloves, and Wellington boots. This guy's not afraid of getting into the wetlands.
And really cool boots too. He is definitely ready to go out into the jungle, into any sort of environment and take it on.
But he's popped his collar and he's got his flesh-colored chest poking out. So this guy, for being a bit of a non-entity, is showing a lot of character in a very kind of nondescript, anonymous way. We don't get to see his eyes, but we do get to see a glimpse of who this man could be. It's very cool. Digital camo, also fun. They seem to have mastered it by 1989 as far as they can without making it complex. It's still very toyetic, it's still very retro, it's still very cool, old school GI Joe look. I love it.
His file card says that he is from Fashion Island, Washington, or in later printings, Vashon Island. But that actually isn't a real place that I could find in Washington. The closest I could find is actually a place called Vashon Island with a V. Very interesting little place, actually. They have a tree there that apparently has grown around a bicycle. That's one of the cool things you can check out on Vashon Island, as well as probably one of the longest running strawberry plantations or farms, strawberry farms that you can find in the States on the island there. So if you're anywhere near Washington, the state, by the way, go check out Vashon Island.
The digicamo is cleverly applied, adding character and visual interest without washing out the details. The webbing is reserved, but detailed and packed with gear. 6 magazines, presumably for this modded N16, 2 frag grenades, and I'm guessing that's signal smoke on his chest, complemented with
detailed web gear with 2 canteens on his back. Yes, he's absolutely designed to be a long-distance walker.
2 water bottles, in case he gets thirsty. And check out the paracord stashed here. All this, and he's still a pretty slim sculpt.
And that's only increased when you take into consideration his backpack, which also has a canteen. Is that a canteen, or is it just a pouch? Yeah, it's a canteen. A further canteen on the backpack and a very detailed radio. This is an excellent accessory.
The backpack is one of the best accessories in the line.
Comes with this great backpack, which I imagine would probably be quite annoying to have if you lost this great aerial that comes off the top here. Very detailed backpack. Has a lot of nice little additions to it on it. A lot of little details and things to look at on here. Yeah, great fun.
I don't think that drinking straw is meant to be taken out though. Someone has tried clearly on this example and not gotten it right. This is a claymore case. How do you know that? Because it says front. It would say front toward enemy on
Yep, that's right, front towards enemy. Oh, sorry guys.
the actual weapon. But the fact that it's in this kind of blasting case, I assume that is actually sort of a lever in order to detonate them all at the same time. So you can detonate them together in this massive case, or you can separate them out. There's spools of cord that you can then run to that detonator. It's a very lovingly detailed and well thought out accessory. The ergonomics of carrying it like a case doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's kind of like Lifeline's case in that, yes, you wouldn't be running around carrying a case on the battlefield, but in 1989 in the GI Joe series, this is just a lovely additional way to accessorize your figure, and I'm here for it. The color is great.
What is it with all these different colored accessories?
Yes, his weapons are blue. They are a very light, dusty blue. I would say maybe this was a problem later on when every single weapon was some sort of neon blue color, but somehow it doesn't bother me with him. These still look pretty good, and under the right lighting conditions, you might even think they were just sort of gunmetal, I guess, some sort of like silver stainless steel.
You cannot deny that the sculpting is incredible. The bayonet fixed to the top, the M203 grenade launcher, the magazine, the scope. This is probably the best M16 M203 combo ever produced in GI Joe, and it's in powder blue. But the Collectors Club did put out a subscription service figure that was a kit bash, modern construction Recoil, that had realistic colored weapons. And I just thought to myself, hang on now. We're missing the essence of the Recoil character. Without these powder blue guns, he's just a regular green army man. No, my friends, Recoil without blue guns just ain't Recoil, and I am going to stake my claim and say, yes, the guns have got to be blue. So we've got an excellent sculpt, an excellent gun, albeit the color, a fantastic backpack that has a complexity to it, a case inclusion which is unique in the line, but then what the hell is my opinion when it comes to this thing? Oh, he holds it so well. This is a well-proportioned weapon. Note how the stock is the perfect length, just tuck at his elbow crease. It is probably the best scaled M16 M203 combo we've gotten as well. Really, really good gun.
And then there is what I don't know, some sort of nunchuck gun or boomerang gun. Not sure what they were going for here. It allows him to have a pistol as well as an underslung shotgun. I don't know what the recoil would be like on this when he uses it.
Gun chucker!
Alright, let's get into it. The gun chucker. Firstly, sculpting is really good. You can't deny that. This little magazine looks like a pretty low capacity magazine. I wouldn't think there are more than 20 rounds in there. Definitely paints it as a machine pistol. It's got a long ass scope though, so like, what is he doing? Long range kills with this gun? Maybe? I don't know enough about guns. The stock could be a bit better. It's kind of designed to sit under his forearm like that, but it easily kind of falls to the side. So maybe something that like really hugged him, like there's a clip system on a Falcon supersonic fighters that would work quite nicely in this instance. And then he's doubling up. This is either a shotgun or another grenade launcher. I'm going to go with shotgun. Maybe it's a breaching tool. This is a strange inclusion maybe for a long-range recon patrol guy. Maybe the gun can kind of fold more compact than this. Maybe it's designed that it's overscaled. Maybe this thing would be really, really small and low profile and low key, and then just give you maximum firepower as and when you needed it. It's got a lot of design elements to make it quite sci-fi. It takes design cues, obviously, with this over and under design from, I'm going to say, Disney's The Black Hole. The ray guns in that kind of had an over and under design, albeit a lot tighter, a lot smaller. So yeah, that kind of goes in line with my argument that this should be a smaller scaled weapon. But once again, I'm not going to knock it too much because it saw use in Recoil's most famous media appearance, the Pulverizer box art. Thanks for watching, everybody, and yo, Joe!
Recoil is an underappreciated joke with one hell of a file card and a great assortment of gear. Gun chuckers optional.